Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving into something that is as cool as it is, well, honestly, kind of terrifying. We're talking about a device known as the Miracle Formula. Is it a shortcut to becoming a god, or is it maybe the most perfect, most elegant trap ever designed for the human spirit? So let's just jump right in with a quote that gets to the absolute heart of this whole thing. This right here, this is the core belief of the formula's creator, a guy named Mr. Sinus. It's his cosmic bet. He is wagering that deep down, we humans will always choose easy comfort over difficult greatness. And you really got to hang on to that idea because everything we're about to talk about, it all stems from this one deeply cynical bet. All right, so that leads us right into our first big topic, the Gnostic Engine's trap. We're going to break down how this unbelievable offer of power is actually designed to cost you the one thing that truly makes you, well, yourself.
So, what is the miracle formula exactly? You'll hear it called the Gnostic Engine too. On the surface, it's pretty simple. It's a device that offers you the power of a god, what's called an overman. But here's the kicker, the fine print, if you will. Its real purpose isn't to lift you up. It's to completely stamp out human ambition.
Now, the really clever part is how it does this. It works by removing something the source material calls the Fichtean struggle. Think about it like this. How do you know you're strong? By lifting something heavy, right? How do you know you're smart? By solving a tough problem. You need that resistance, that obstacle, what's called the not I, to prove to yourself that you even exist, that your will actually means something. Well, the miracle formula just, poof, gets rid of all of it.
And this slide, man, it just lays out the deal perfectly. The ultimate bait and switch. On the left, you've got the promise. Infinite power, the body of a god, a life with zero obstacles. But look at the price on the right. It's absolutely devastating. You give up your independence, you lose all ethical rights, and you literally become what the source calls a philosophical lie. You're just an empty shell, a puppet dancing on strings for the spirit of denial. It's the devil's bargain perfected. So is that it? Is this trap just perfect? Unbeatable? Absolutely not. And this is where it gets really cool. In our next section, we're going to look at an incredible countermove by a protagonist we only know as the Wanderer, who figured out how to hack the entire system. So how do you pull it off? It's a three-step process called the Fichtean inversion. First, instead of just accepting the deal, which is based on denial, he flips the script. He pays with affirmation. He says a massive yes to his own will, his own existence. Then, he takes that authentic drive and merges it with the machine's power. And finally, and this is the best part, he asserts total control. He basically looks at this god machine and says, no, you don't own me. I own you. And this is the absolute game changer right here. By inverting the bargain, the Wanderer totally transforms the Gnostic Engine. It stops being a cage. Instead, it becomes a prosthetic amplifier. It's not a replacement for his soul. It's like a super-powered tool that just magnifies the drive and the will that were already there. He turned a weapon of apathy into an instrument of his own power. But you don't think a villain like Xenos just packs it in and goes home, do you? Oh, no. His trap for one person failed, so he thinks bigger. Much bigger. He decides if he can't trap one person, he'll just repurpose the formula to trap an entire society. His new plan is called the segmentation of the engine, and it's diabolically clever. Instead of offering the whole God-in-a-box package to one person, he shatters the formula. He breaks its power into pieces and hands them out to very specific types of people. Why? He's basically building a global cage, but he's outsourcing the work. He's building it by committee. And this table here is a perfect roadmap for his new strategy. He creates this triumvirate of control. You've got the salesman, who turns comfort into a product you can buy. You have the soothsayer, who uses perfect prediction to kill chaos. And you have the thief, who acts as the brutal enforcer of this new static world. Let's take a quick look at each one. First up, the salesman. He doesn't get the formula to become a god. For him, it's just inventory. His job is to bottle that divine power, that lightning, and sell it. Think of him as the ultimate drug dealer, but his product is apathy. He sells comfort as a sedative, commodifying what's called a living death of ease, making sure nobody ever has to face a real, meaningful challenge. Next is the soothsayer. The
the piece of the formula he gets acts like a prosthetic god. It lets him create a future that is 100% predictable. It's like an algorithm of static time, mapping out every possible problem and neutralizing it before it even happens. His goal is to create this garden of static time, a world with no surprises, no chaos, no struggle, a world that's perfectly safe and, because of that, perfectly dead.
And finally, we have the enforcer, the thief. This guy, he gets the illusion of the apex. He's handed all the power and appearance of someone who reached the very top, but he never did the work. He never earned it. The source material is brilliant here. It calls him a sniveling prisoner in God's armor. He has the power, but he's a total fraud, and his only job is to stand at the top of the mountain and kick down anyone else who dares to climb.
And all of this leads to the final and honestly the most chilling evolution of all, the transformation of the mastermind himself, Mr. Cynos. Remember, Cynos started out as the antagonist of the self. It was personal. It was a one-on-one chess match, trying to corrupt a single soul with a shortcut to power that was secretly a trap. But when that failed, he didn't just try again, he evolved. He went from being an antagonist to becoming an architect. A systemic architect. He's not trying to tempt you anymore. He's building the very system you live in, an enforced last man state, a society built on guaranteed safety specifically to crush any spark of dangerous freedom.
And that brings us to the final, haunting question that this whole thing poses, a question that circles right back to Cynos's original bet about all of us. In a world where comfort is just another product you can buy, and where every possible risk has been calculated and engineered away, what's really left for you to overcome? What happens to that fire inside us, that human spirit, when there's nothing left to push against? That's something to think about.